Hi and welcome everyone to a new daily watchlist. My name is Martijn. I'll be going over the main pairs for today. So let's just dive into AUD US dollar real quick. First of all, on AUD US dollar on a daily, what we can see is we broke this daily trend. We created a new demand zone and currently price is in a small rally. However, these are imbalance candles and we currently have like 6 imbalance candles. So 6 days in a row price opened and closed like really close to each other. And I don't really like price action like that. Actually, like usually you want to see some really some determination, like either way you go up or down with engulfings, things like that. But currently price is just in this small uptrend. So still everything could happen. What still could happen, for example, is that price rallies down. But for now, I'm not expecting that. We also took some longs on the counter pairs of the dollar. I will be going over that real soon. For now, AUD US dollar is still bullish. So what I said in my previous video is we had a demand zone below here on the 15-minute. Price touched it. It created a new change of character. Moved up, made a little fake out in here and came back down. Currently, we are still stuck in this range. So as you can see, we got this range in here. And usually what price will do in a range like this is it will retest the upper levels and the lower levels. So let's quickly see that. So we got a range tool in here, and what you usually have is the price will touch the upper level and the lower level, the 0.25 and the 0.75. Currently, we haven't touched the 0.75 yet, so it would make sense if price goes up there during the London session. So the London session, I think it just opened. And yeah, we could take out like the Asian highs, move into the New York highs from yesterday, and maybe even take out this zone altogether. For now, I'm just watching the dollar. Like the dollar is still bearish right now, and I'll be going over that in a minute. Yeah, let's just move on to NZDUSD because we have a trade running on NZDUSD. On NZDUSD, what we have is we had a supply zone in here that was taken out yesterday. Then on the 1 hour, we created a small demand zone. We actually took a trade from that, especially if you look at the 15-minute. And you can see we had a nice down move in here. We broke some highs, created a new demand zone. We took a trade on that low, just simply to trade to the upside. And the trade is already on break even. So if the dollar starts moving down, then NZDUSD can shoot up and it will hit our other take profits. For now, like I said, it is just in a bullish up move, but the dollar can still make a pullback, which AUD US dollar, NZDUSD, and all those other pairs are also going to make a pullback. For NZDUSD, it's a little bit more bearish than, for example, AUD US dollar because we broke this trend line, we created a new demand zone, and price shoot up from there. Like I already said in the beginning of this week, we could see some reaction from this zone, simply because the dollar was inside of a weekly supply zone. Also on the 4 hour, we created a very nice demand zone below here. We just broke the trend, created the demand zone, price flew from there. Currently, we just took a trade in here, and yeah, hopefully it will shoot up, yeah, probably somewhere next week. Then we got euro dollar, EURUSD dollar, came back from, I think it was a supply zone. Yeah, it came back from a supply zone, but currently it is still inside of a rally because the dollar is dropping. So NZDUSD, it is not yet really fully broken out yet. Then if we go to the daily, we still have a new demand zone. So if we have a trend line like this, then that means we have a demand zone below here. A newly created demand zone. It's also nested inside of this demand zone. I talked with you guys earlier this week or last week. And yeah, for now, price is still in a small uptrend. On the weekly, there's not really a lot. So what we could see in the weekly, for example, is we had a trend in here that was broken. It hit this supply zone and currently price is moving down. But I like to view the 4 hour and the daily a little bit more so we can just catch those trades, because if you look at the weekly, price is still a little bit in a range and we can probably break out. Have to see which way. I think for the euro dollar, it can move down a little bit before we see a further up move, simply because we have a trend line in here. So we have like a 4 hour trend line, 1 hour trend line in here. Price is touching that. A lot of imbalance candles in here. I don't really like to trade it, but yeah, price is currently still in a small uptrend. But what I'm thinking that could happen is that price just moves below there, probably maybe touch this zone and then shoot up from there again. But it's all depending on the dollar. Like we got some anti-dollar long, so we got GU and we got NZDUSD as a long to counter a US dollar move. And yeah, I think it's a little bit important to also look at the US dollar, right? So if you look at the US dollar, like I said at the start of this week or last Saturday, that we could see a more significant move to the downside. So what happened is we had a supply zone in here, and the price just rallied down from there. So we touched this supply zone. On a daily, we had a low in here, so it's just the weekly. Then on the 4 hour currently, we have this trend line. So this is a daily trend line, but price is currently on top of the trend line. What would make sense for me is if price would just go back, fill this, I think it's a daily wick, right? Yeah, fill this daily wick, make like a wick fill, then move at least until these lower levels in here, and eventually maybe even just take it out. But for now, what I'm watching is price to drop down, hit this zone, probably even hit our refined zone, maybe see like a little bit of an up move from there. But if that happens, that means price can turn bearish before it may shoot up again in the future. So for now, I am bearish on the dollar. That's why we have some longs running on NZDUSD and GBPUSD. Now let's move on to gold real quick. For gold, we are nested. We just come out of this 4 hour supply zone. It is not really a significant supply zone. Like I already said last week, is we could shoot up from here, and if the dollar drops, then gold can go parabolic for sure. For now, it is a little bit bearish, so I think we have to zoom into the 1 hour so you can see it a little bit more clear. For now, we are just breaking some lows. We have like a fourth low in here currently being created. In here, it was the first one. We had a little bit of a change of character. Then we had a fake out in here, and price has made a new change of character. So if we go to the 15 minutes, we can see a little bit more clear which zones we have. We had one in here, so we had an earlier zone in here. There was like a change of character. Price made a fake out, shoot back down, created a new supply zone, and currently price is reacting from there. But like I said, if the dollar starts turning bearish, then gold can turn up again, right? So especially if you look at the 1 hour, then we got a newly created trend line in here. If gold cannot move down again and it will touch this trend line again, it will probably shoot up. For now, if price might fall down, we have a newly created demand zone in here, and this could be a very nice area to take some early longs. Or if price breaks this trend line and the dollar starts falling, then we could try to take some longs from this zone. And my next area of supply would be above here, so it will be around 2050. I think if we go there, the price can go even further than that. It won't go in a straight line, of course, like it's not that easy. But I'm sure if price can just break up from the 1 hour, we can hit these higher levels for sure. And yeah, this is simply what I'm watching for now. I'm still aiming for the dollar down move. We have some trades running on that down move. I hope you guys can spot some great trades. Be sure to join our Telegram. You get free trades in there. And we also share some insights. So next to these daily videos, we also always share our analysis and our trades. You can just copy them for free. So I hope I see you guys there, and I see you in the next videos.